So before we get started, I just wanted to show you how this simple mask goes on. I'll take that part, the big loop part, and put it over my head, and then I lift it up, open the mask up a bit, lift up the ties, and tie on top of my head, as you see me do there. And I just fix it around my nose, and it's on. And you see the back there, it's very thin. You can't even feel that it's on. Hi guys, welcome back to the sewing channel. Tracy here. Well, as you can see, I'm itching for spring. What better way to celebrate spring than to sew something very springy, right? So I've decided to show you guys how to make a box pleat mask today out of some very springy fabric. And you don't need elastic. Nope, not for this one. So you'll need one piece of fabric for today's project, and it's 14.5 by 12.5 inches. One piece of interfacing, and you will need a string of some sort that's about 44 inches in length. But here you have some cross grain ribbon. We all have some of that laying around, right? We have some double wide bias binding. Okay, some of us may have that laying around. And here I have some hem tape. You can use that as well. Rick rack, old school, right? We got some rick rack. Or just some plain white ribbon. Any of these items will work to be a drawstring for that mask. So let's get started. Okay, here's your interfacing. It's just a very lightweight interfacing. Here are some other ideas that I had for you on the strings. That turquoise one I made myself. It's just regular bias binding. Okay, now you're going to take your fabric, and I'm using just a white piece of fabric here and some interfacing, and I'm just going to fuse it together, ironing it down. Now you're going to take the longer side there and you're going to fold that in half. That is from nose to chin area. Now with those right sides together, you're going to sew along that edge right there. Now bring it back to the ironing board just as you see how I have it folded there. And you're going to press that seam open. Now leaving a space open on one of the sides, go ahead and stitch along the side areas. Now you see here I've placed a pin so that I don't sew over that opening where we're going to turn our fabric right side out. Okay, now you're going to turn your fabric right side out. Be sure to push out the corners and then give it a really good press. And now sew a straight stitch right along that opening, or you can sew all the way around the entire mask to close it all up. Now you're going to take and fold that fabric in half, and we're going to press the corners so we know where the center is. So now we're going to make our box pleat. We've got our center there. It's easier to watch than talk about, so go ahead and take a look. Now see where I'm pointing at the seam's edge there? I don't want you to sew on top of that bulk. I want you to come just off of it. I'm pointing to it there. You'll break a needle or your sewing machine will stop if you try to go over the bulk. So it's about 3/4 of an inch in. Now I could be about an inch in. That's okay too. And I'm just going to kind of tack that down. I'm not even doing a back stitch there. This is what it should look like when you're done. And then you're going to grab that 44 inches or so, and you're going to squeeze that right in the crevice of that side. And you're going to fold it over. And again, you're not going to stitch on any of the real bulky stuff, and you're not going to stitch on your string at all because you want it to be free flowing. So you see it's encased in the side. Now you're just going to lift that string up like that, and you're just going to place it in the other side into the crease as far as it'll go, kind of squish it in there. Fold that over, and again, do not sew on the bulk or you'll break a needle. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial today. Until next time, thanks, Spring.